The night begins with a sense of tension, urgency, and imbalance, because some teams are rising with confidence while others are hanging on by a thread, searching for answers before the season slips out of their control. The NBA Cup group stage has a way of magnifying everything: pressure, momentum, chemistry, even flaws. And tonight, each matchup feels like a crossroads. Welcome back to Beyond the Box Score, where numbers meet narrative and every prediction goes deeper than the surface. Let's dive into a slate filled with desperation, dominance, and the kind of storylines that shape a season. We open in Brooklyn, where the Nets and the Magic collide in a matchup defined by contrast. Brooklyn comes limping into this game at 1-10, last in the Atlantic, bruised by a 3-game losing streak and clinging to the hope that their young core can find rhythm before another opportunity slips away. Across from them stands Orlando at 6-6, sitting fourth in the Southeast and finally showing the balance and composure that had eluded them earlier in the year. The win predictor leans firmly toward the Magic, and the more you dig into the numbers, the harder it becomes to argue otherwise. Brooklyn's issues start with pace and shot creation. They're scoring 108.9 points a night, but surrendering 124.9. That's not a gap you overcome with talent alone. Shooting splits tell the same story: 43.3% from the field, just 26.6% from three. There's effort on the glass, with 38.8 rebounds powered by Michael Porter Jr., Nick Claxton, and Daron Sharp, but turnovers, 15.2 per game, erase much of that hard work. Their offense stalls early, their spacing collapses quickly, and every possession feels like they're trying to climb uphill. Orlando, by comparison, plays with clarity. Their 116.6 points per game come on 47.3% shooting, and they rebound with force, 45.6 per night. Their defense is disruptive, built around athleticism, anticipation, and length. Jalen Suggs and Goga Bitadze anchor an activity level that produces 8 steals and 5.6 blocks each game. They generate cleaner looks. They convert at a higher rate. They defend with more discipline. It's everything a young team wants to be but isn't always able to sustain. Recently, though, Orlando has found that stability. Brooklyn's last 5 games read like a team on the edge. Losses of 119-109, 134-88, 125-107, 112-103, and 125-109. Late game fades, perimeter breakdowns, transition collapses, and a defense that fractures under pressure. Orlando, meanwhile, shows signs of real momentum: wins over New York and Portland, a hard-fought battle with Boston, and a composed victory against Atlanta. Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, and Desmond Bane have found a rhythm together. Wagner's 22.5 points on 47.4% shooting give Orlando a dependable scoring foundation. Banchero adds 8.7 rebounds. Bane gives spacing and stability at 4.7 assists. It's organized. It's balanced. It's effective. The star duel becomes the emotional center: Michael Porter Jr. versus Franz Wagner. Porter's 23.1 points per game and elite free throw shooting give Brooklyn a lifeline, a scorer who can hit shots most players wouldn't dare attempt. But Wagner brings downhill pressure, rim gravity, and physicality. His scoring is supported by structure, spacing, playmaking, offensive balance. And that difference matters. Brooklyn needs the perfect storm: turnover control, shooting variance, and disciplined rotation defense. Orlando just needs to stay steady. And steady usually wins. The prediction: Orlando Magic take this matchup. Total: over 222.5. From there, we shift to Houston, where the Rockets and Trail Blazers meet in a matchup defined by identity. Houston enters at 7-3 with a 3-1 home record, playing with the swagger of a team that knows exactly what it wants to do. Portland arrives at 6-5, trying to build momentum but still searching for the offensive consistency that separates good teams from dangerous ones. The Rockets' statistical profile is sharp: 124 points per game, 49.8% shooting, 26.5 assists, and 53.6 rebounds. They create, they move, they finish. Their star leads them with 24.6 points on 49% shooting. Their center adds 17.5 points, 10.2 boards, and 7.2 assists. It's a blend of precision and power that's rare in today's league. Portland's offense puts up 121 points, but with more volatility, 45.7% from the field and less reliable free throw production. They have their own star delivering 26.1 points on elite percentages, nearly 40% from deep, but the support system is less stable. Turnovers at 15.4 become traps against Houston, whose defense produces 9.2 steals and 5.3 blocks. Recent form reinforces the separation. Portland lost 3 of 5. Houston won 4 of 5, with explosive wins: 135-112, 122-115, 121-110, and 124-109. Their only loss came by 2 possessions. Momentum favors them. Efficiency favors them. Structure favors them. Portland needs chaos. Houston thrives on control. The prediction: Houston Rockets win. Total: over 230.5. Then we move to Minnesota, where the Timberwolves and Kings collide in a matchup that feels less like a contest and more like a test of resilience. Minnesota stands at 7-4, third in the Northwest, trending upward. Sacramento arrives at 3-9, last in the Pacific, fighting nights where their offense doesn't match their defensive shortcomings. Minnesota's 121.2 points on 50.5% shooting stacked with 38.2% from three paint the picture of a team playing with confidence. Their defense: 5.7 blocks, 8 steals, and only 115.7 allowed, supports that efficiency. Sacramento, by comparison, gives up 124.5 per game while scoring 113.4. Their 33.2% from 3 isn't enough to bridge that defensive gap. Their recent games tell the same story. Sacramento has dropped 5 straight. Minnesota is rolling: 120-113, 144-117, 137-97. The star duel is compelling. Sacramento's guard at 23.9 points versus Minnesota's explosive 27.1 point scorer. Sabonis brings stability with 12.3 rebounds and key playmaking. But Minnesota counters with Randle's 6.2 assists and Gobert's dominance inside: 10.1 rebounds, 1.8 blocks. It's not a fair fight on paper. It hasn't been a fair fight on the court. And unless Sacramento shoots above their level, it won't be a fair fight tonight. The prediction: Minnesota Timberwolves win. Total: over 234.5. And finally, we land in Dallas, where the Clippers and Mavericks face off in a matchup defined by struggle. Both teams sit at the bottom of the West. Both are desperate. The Clippers at 3-8. The Mavericks at 3-9. It's not about dominance, it's about survival. The Clippers score 109.5 points on 48% shooting with solid rebounding and strong defensive activity: 8.7 steals, 5.3 blocks. But turnovers at 15.4 hold them back. Dallas scores 107.8 but rebounds better at 44.7. Yet their 21.1 turnovers per game undermine everything. It's the single biggest danger sign in the matchup. The Clippers star leads with 23.4 points and 8.9 assists, shooting 45% with elite 92% free throw accuracy. He's their identity, their engine, and in late-game moments, their anchor. Dallas plays differently: 15.1 points from their lead scorer, 10.2 rebounds from their top board man, and their offensive rhythm spread across multiple contributors. The last 5 games reveal instability on both sides, but Dallas has shown more resilience. 2 close wins, 3 tight losses. The Clippers have wilted, giving up high totals, losing by wide margins. But turnovers decide games. Chaos decides outcomes. And when both teams are struggling, the team that makes fewer mistakes usually survives. The prediction: Los Angeles Clippers win. Total: over 215.5. If you enjoyed the breakdown and want daily analytics-driven predictions with deeper storytelling, hit that like button, drop a comment with your favorite matchup of the night, and subscribe to Beyond the Box Score so you never miss a drop. We break the numbers, we dissect the narrative, and we bring you the game the way it's meant to be understood. See you in the next one.